Is justice really blind? Or do we live in a two-tiered justice system that judges its citizens based upon their gender rather than a crime they have committed? What is the penalty for a female teacher who has intimate relationships with her students? In America, most school districts have eliminated their sexual education classes as being too obtrusive into the lives of their young adults. These classes were meant to prepare students for the eventuality of having sex, but there was no eventuality for them having sex with their own teacher. Tonight, on Predator 101, we discuss a justice system based upon gender. Tonight's episode: where is the justice?
Oh, you's a rider.
In this edition of Predator 101, we go to Madison County, Alabama. There we hope to uncover the twisted behaviors of a teacher by the name of Catherine Coffey. Catherine Coffey, at the time of her arrest, was a 22-year-old teacher and a softball coach. A coach accused of having sex with a student. But I say that these people simply do not understand the psychological damage that is done to a student long after a female teacher engages in a sexual relationship. Those who see it as a low-level harm or something from a central point of view are merely thinking as sexualized adults. But maybe remind the viewer that there is a world of difference between a child's thoughts and an adult's rationality. Take, for example, the difference in an adult and a child's eating habits. Now, there are many adults who prefer foods that children would consider gross, such as calamari, escargot, or beets, and yet we pretend to know how they feel about sex. These menu items sound sickening to a young person's mind that has yet to appreciate their own desires for adult menus. So it was Catherine who initiated the manipulation of a young man to pleasure her own desires. It was Catherine her protected job as a trusted member of the community, teacher, and coach who knew the rules going into the game. And it was Catherine who planned the hours and days that she would have her prey alone at her house or his so she could share intimate moments. Catherine Coffey, age 22, was placed on administrative leave and was subsequently arrested for having sex with a high school student. But Coffey was not the first arrest of a female teacher sleeping with a student in that particular district. In fact, Coffey was the third such teacher caught in the same year in this situation. What makes Coffey's situation different is that she was the only teacher arrested after receiving her Alabama State Teaching Certificate, just 1 month before the illicit acts began. That's right, before her feet even were dry in the school, she started having sexual relations with a student that would last for 4 months straight. Authorities interviewed the victim after learning about allegations, at which time criminal acts were determined did take place. Once arrested, Catherine Lynn Coffey was charged with being a school employee engaging in sex acts with a student and engaging in sexual contact with a student younger than consent. Now, both of these charges in the state of Alabama are felonies. Coffey was released on a $31,000 bail on the last day of February, quietly in the afternoon. The former teacher could very well become a registered sex offender and could even face up to 30 years in prison if convicted. Since the victim is a juvenile, no specific details about the investigation will be released at this time. Now, prior to her arrest, Coffey was a resource teacher at Madison County Elementary School, and she was also an assistant softball coach at Madison County High School, which the victim attended. Coffey had recently graduated from Birmingham Southern College, where she got a degree in elementary collaborative education. While at BSC, she was a member of the softball team. In Coffey's resignation letter, she states, "It deeply saddens me to inform you of my resignation. However, given the allegations against me, I feel it is in the best interest of the school." But honestly, I don't believe Coffey has anything to worry about, because even in the year 2023, female teachers continue to get off of the crimes they commit against their male and female students. In the case of female teachers targeting a pupil, she is answering the curiosity of the student as well as the reward of the crowd in pursuing and sexually capturing a teacher. This whole affair has little to do with sex as much as it is a childish fetish for the student and a taboo idea for the teacher. More importantly, it stings harder when female teachers do the same behaviors they condemn in men. For it is from the mouths of women that we hear certain statements that do not add up to the reality on the ground. Chiefly among these is the common statement that women are not as interested in sex as men. And perhaps one of the ingrained statements in the American vernacular is that women would rather have a piece of cake than sex. Finally, society trusts children around women because they believe that since women birth children, they can be trusted by them. In our investigation, we have checked and we find no court ruling or arrest for Coffee pertaining to this incident. Once again, the system chooses to judge the same crime based upon gender. For Predator 101, we thank you for watching.
Take me where you want me. I want you to show me.